Blinken says no Ukraine ceasefire without a peace deal that includes Russia's withdrawal.
Here's a summary of the article.
Kyiv, Ukraine. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Friday that a ceasefire in the war in Ukraine cannot be declared unless it is part of a just and lasting peace deal that includes Russia's military withdrawal. Russia must also pay a share of Ukraine's reconstruction and be held accountable for launching its full-scale invasion of its neighbor in February 2022, Blinken said in a speech during a visit to Finland, which recently joined NATO and shares a long border with Russia. Allowing Moscow to keep the 1/5 of Ukraine territory it has occupied would send the wrong message to Russia and to other would-be aggressors around the world, according to Blinken. Advertisement. Russia wants any talks to address Ukraine's request to join NATO. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has pushed for the country's membership in the Western military alliance that the Kremlin sees as a threat. China, which says it is neutral and wants to serve as a mediator but has supported Moscow politically, on Friday urged countries to stop sending weapons to Ukraine. Border regions of Russia once again came under fire from Ukraine. Air defense systems shot down several Ukrainian drones overnight Thursday in Russia's southern Kursk region, which borders Ukraine, regional governor Roman Starovoyt wrote on Telegram.
This post received a score of 14,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
That includes the return of Crimea and its territorial waters.
Yeah, withdrawal from Ukraine. Especially Crimea.
When Russia annexed Crimea 10 years prior, Ukraine responded by shutting off the water from the Dnipro River. Crimea is naturally a pretty arid piece of land, and a canal was built to bring water in from the main river. So without the river water flowing in, Russia has been having to import water from other sources. This is one reason why they attacked, to secure the water source.
The concept of a peace deal is constantly changing. At this trajectory, any peace deal will soon require assurances that Ukraine won't attack what's left of Russia.
Good. Ukraine needs its pre-2014 borders, and all the stolen children, returned. Oh, and Russian submission to an international court so the thousands of war crimes are handled quickly and transparently. Then, after a repayment plan is drafted to repair the damage they wrought across Ukraine, the Russians can have peace. Fuckers need to be broken like Germany and Japan after World War II.
Greater than Ukraine needs its pre-2014 borders, and all the stolen children, returned. I think it will stop here. There is simply no way to force Russia to do anything besides that. Assuming Ukraine doesn't want to march deep into Russia and no other country ever wants to attack Russia, of course.
You can just keep increasing the sanctions. Even after the war is over, fuck over Russia far worse. Take them out of the banking system. Make it far too risky for any nine-nay to do business with them. Confiscate all the oligarchs' wealth and hand it over to Ukraine. Absolute bullshit. There isn't more that can be done to absolutely obliterate Russia.
What you're describing is essential. Germany after WW1. The economic crisis lead to a rise in fascism.
Neither Spain nor Italy had the Treaty of Versailles imposed on them and they turned fascist all the same. Blaming the harshness of the treaty on Germany as the reason for Hitler's rise and World War II is very one-dimensional and not at all a singular explanation for the rise of fascism in Germany. A whole lot of it had to do with the German political establishment just straight up allowing it all to happen as they grossly underestimated Hitler's ambition and prowess. There's a very realistic timeline where Germany was still crushed by Versailles and Weimar managed to flourish. And Germany also intentionally fucked their economy just to spite the French. High level, there was a ton of debt restructuring and financial aid that was done to Germany during the 20s. Instead of using some of the loans for what was intended, they spent it on heavy industry. Fuck blaming Versailles.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.